Sarah. I am co-owner of Sharpeshipments, which is an eBay store. We sell a variety of items, anything from toys to tools to clothing. I will actually leave a link in the description to my store just in case you want to check out the items or even just check out how I list the items. So today I wanted to talk to you about shipping. When I first started on eBay, shipping really confused me. I really didn't understand it at all. I was completely ignorant to the process. I thought that the buyer was the one essentially choosing the shipping method. I just put items in the box and they took care of it from there. But I was completely wrong. You as the seller is going to be handling everything dealing with shipping. You get to choose if you want to charge a buyer shipping, or if you want to pay for it yourself, or if you want to charge them a certain amount. So today I'm just going to take you through that and just show you the broken down steps of the 4 different shipping methods that I use. And I think this makes it really easy because it can be very overwhelming when you're first starting out trying to understand how to ship items. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe and like this video. I'm trying to put out videos that will help anyone who wants to get into the reselling market really get off on a right foot and get started and try to answer everyone's questions. Thank you guys. So the very first shipping method that I use is first class mail. First class mail is used for anything that's 1 pound or 16 ounces or less. You cannot use it on anything that's heavier than that. So eBay will actually block you if you try to use it on anything that weighs more than that. It won't allow you to select that option. So this is really great for things like clothes, small electronics. I've shipped toothbrushes using this, anything that's going to weigh just a little bit. The benefits of first class mail are that it's very cheap. It's the cheapest option you actually have on there besides media mail, but we'll get into that next. So media mail is the second way I ship things. Media mail can only be used on media, so things like vinyl, DVDs, books, textbooks. The only exception to this rule are video games, and the reason is because video games have advertisements, so they want you to use a more expensive form of shipping. So you can use this for things like books, which is really, really great because books weigh a ton. So if you have, let's just say 20 pounds worth of books, you might be like, oh my gosh, how am I going to ship these? It's going to be so expensive. I'm going to have to list these books for, X amount of dollars to make up for the shipping cost. But if you use media mail, it's probably only going to be like $5 to $12 to ship 20 pounds worth of books, which is awesome. So if anything goes above a pound that isn't media mail, you can use priority mail. This is actually what you're going to be using 90% of the time. This is your standard 3-day shipping. This is what your buyers really want you to use because it's fast. Super, super fast. As soon as you bring it to the post office, the Postal Service has 3 days to get it to the buyer. So it's really great. The cons of this is if you have something that's really heavy, it's going to be very expensive for you. So that actually leads me into the next one. Last shipping service that I use is prepaid boxes. Now USPS has 3 different size prepaid boxes that I use. They have the small prepaid box, the medium sized prepaid box, and the large prepaid box. The medium-sized one actually has 2 different size options, a more elongated one, but it's flatter, it's not as tall, and then it has the boxier one. Now the cons to using this are the boxes are very small, so what they consider a large prepaid box, you would probably consider small or medium. The small prepaid box is so small, I think I've only been able to use it on like 1 item. But like I said, they're prepaid and it's a standard flat rate fee. I believe you can put up to 70 pounds in each of these boxes, so it's really great. I've used this on things like appliances or like kitchen appliances, so they only could sell for like $30, but they weigh so much even though they're small and compact. So for me to ship it priority mail, it would have been almost $30 to ship out. But using one of the prepaid boxes, I believe I used a large one, it saved me on shipping costs so that I still made profit after shipping out the item. So just to review really quick, the 4 methods of shipping that I use are first class mail, which is anything under a pound, media mail, which is used for all media except for video games, which by the way, if you have a video game that you need to ship, if it's under a pound, do first class. If it's over a pound, do priority mail. Priority mail is what you're going to be using 90% of the time. It's really the bread and butter of shipping. You want that fast shipping. And then the prepaid boxes, if it applies to you, like I said, they're really small, but if it's a smaller item that just is heavy, you're better off using a prepaid box for that. All right, so now I'm going to just take you and show you how I wrap the items. And another thing I did want to mention is that the way I get free boxes are by going to USPS, and they will actually send out those boxes to you, those prepaid boxes. And the other way I get the free boxes are I go behind the stores. I go behind Dollar General and Dollar Tree, and they have the perfect size small boxes, which are really hard to find. And they have just carts and carts of them, and they're free to take.
The first item that I have here that I'm going to wrap is a textbook. Now, the textbooks sell really, really well, especially around when the semesters begin. I sold a ton this September when the first semester started for school. And I am wrapping it in a piece of paper and then wrapping it with bubble wrap as well, just for some extra protection. And I'm actually going to be using a gift box for this. It was a great size for it, and the gift boxes give just enough protection for the books. Sometimes I'll use a larger bubble mailer if I don't have any gift boxes, but today this is what I had. I'm just taping the edges, and then I'm going to be using the eBay tape that I have, the thicker tape, around it, and then I will be wrapping the box itself with the brown paper. I just think it makes it look a lot neater, and I use all recycled boxes because I don't want to have to pay for the boxes, and I think there's enough cardboard in the world already that I could just recycle boxes. The next thing I'm wrapping here is a smaller electronic. This thing already comes in a box, but I'm going to be wrapping this with bubble wrap to protect it. Electronics sell very, very well. They're definitely the #1 seller for me. Just as a heads up, that's why I mentioned the textbooks before, because electronics and textbooks are two of my biggest sellers for these items. I'm wrapping this in bubble wrap and then putting it in that recycled box. So the next item is a car cleaner, and this is a chemical, and you have to be very careful with these. You don't want them leaking. You don't want them leaking onto other packages either. So I'm taking a piece of plastic and I am taping it on securely, and then I'm going to wrap the bottle itself in bubble wrap, and I'm also putting in paper inserts into the box just to give it some extra protection and padding. I haven't had an issue yet with chemicals, so fingers crossed, and I think I'm doing everything I can to make it as secure and safe as possible. And finally, I am wrapping each box with this paper. It's thicker paper. I bought it at Staples. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but I find that when I'm using these recycled boxes that I need to wrap it so it looks good, so I don't mind spending the extra money on this. Plus, it saves me the cost of buying boxes, which surprisingly is actually pretty expensive. Sometimes they go for like $1 per box, which is kind of crazy. Next, I add on the prepaid shipping labels. This has the buyer's name and address, it has the return address, and it has the barcode where the post office scans everything in. In my last video, I did show how I print out these labels and the type of printer that I use. Finally, I add on the logo that I drew up. I did send it to a different company. They edited it a little bit, made it look a little bit better, and then they sent us a box of stickers with the logo on it. I think these are just a cute little touch. It has our logo on it and our company name. I try to leave a sticker in the box when I remember, along with the thank you card. Okay, think that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was able to make it very clear how to utilize the shipping portion of eBay. It is a little bit complicated when I first started, not gonna lie. I was very frustrated at first just because I felt like I didn't understand it and it seemed like such a simple concept. But feel free to ask any questions. If you need anything, let me know. I'm here to answer any questions and help anybody who's just starting out with reselling, get going. Well, thank you guys so much. You guys have a great day.